From the get-go, this station is now the ultimate power in the universe. From the get-go, this station is now the ultimate power in the universe.
Jack, let it jack.
Yes.
Let it jack, dog.
Bad. Guys, this is now the ultimate power in the universe. Hey, Yari.
Let me help you there, Slushy. This station is now the ultimate power in the universe.
Yes, sir.
This is Clueless, reporting live from the legendary Barber in UB. And
Yeah, guys, as you can see, you are out here at Legends Barber.
Yeah, bro.
As you can see, we are looking fresh, with the fresh haircuts, Everyone here, including our press.
Yeah,
By the
bro.
way, hero to another kid here. Ice cold like a motherfucking slushy, baby. Welcome to Clueless, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not alone. I'm
Yeah,
with
bro.
my Bruella. Danko.
Yeah, boy. Ayo, it's your boy Cashy Muller, aka Shaq Luma. So smooth with it, you gotta say it twice. And I'm not alone. Today I'm not the one and only behind the camera.
Yeah, bro.
Can you do the honors to introduce yourself, mamas?
P Manyana.
what's up? What's up?
What up?
It's your girl, Pulane Renee, P Money, P Manyan, P Sebaga on a good day. And today is one of them good days,
Yeah,
ladies and
man.
gentlemen, as we are honored
Yeah.
by the president, His
Yeah.
Excellency
The
himself.
one and only. By the
You
way,
know?
guys, we are
As
at
you
his
can see,
home
the
ground.
ancestors have agreed.
Yes.
It's even a rainy, cloudy day.
Yes, some
Cooler.
nice weather.
And I require Ramadomi.
Introducing
Yes.
the future leader,
Yeah,
the
bro.
newly elected president.
Yes.
I'll let him take the honor of just introducing himself. Because he just
Yes.
has a unique way of doing it. So, sir, the stage is yours.
I jack a party. I jack a dumb grog. I jack a dumb grog. Alright, Dumelang Botswana go lapeng. My name is Sechele Neville. I'm the president-elect of the University of Botswana SRC, a student of political science and public administration. Ke ngwanela wa forum tsa file. Ke ngwana ga Kgosithebe di seboko.
Kwa Maliti.
Ko ga Malete.
As
Ko ga Blanchero.
you can see, guys, like I think I had a conversation with Muller and the team. I don't know if Pulane think about it. For me, guys, I never fan a Terminator. So I told them that I can see the winner already. And I told them that you're going to win. And I don't know if they have justifications, clarifications. That's what I said.
Okay.
I don't know if but now I had a feeling that you'd win because of my reasons. So I don't know.
What were your reasons?
Okay, for me, I was like,
From the debate.
Yeah.
From the debate, yeah.
Not even the debate.
Yeah,
the
yeah.
man, Chele, the
Yeah.
president, honorable, was very, very composed.
Mm.
Before, during everything. This man is like, a man who's carrying anointing.
Hallelujah.
Motho e leng gore o beeleditse gote man ke a o morongwa wa ka.
Go
Bo
deeper.
itse gore Jesu na a reng
Rakatarabos.
morongwa wa bona.
Yeah.
So ne ke kgona go bona gore o na le borongwa mo gwene wa bona. Ebe monno a ikentsha setlhabelo hela a nna composed a itse gore nya o tla tsa korone.
So, nyaka gore Terminator and I relate fit.
No, he was too confident. When you're overconfident, there's something that why jinx somehow. That's why they don't tell people your plans. Over. So I didn't think you'd win like at all.
Yeah. No, matala Spanish somewhere. Anyways,
Yeah.
good day, say
What
good day.
were your thoughts? Did you see this coming in winning the election? What was your thought process on the day? Just take us through that day of the elections.
The day of the elections, I knew I was gonna win. Because how to have Pakela was also check atmosphere or the University of Botswana environment, atmosphere ecosystem to taya bolo dumelang le nna. Ke tswa go tshoga hela kana go accounting. Ke re modimo because kana go ya the election I never mobilized. I was never a mobilizer on the day. I didn't mobilize any student. I don't remember calling not even a single student. Ke mra ke re ke go tsa me go tlhopha. Ne se ke itse re se ke push the ground. Mind you, 5 to 6 weeks in the campaign every day. re move around the block. So I had done my part. La baithuti ne ka bolela gore o itse gore ke eng? Not like a beile mo go lona. I don't have a brand name. I was not endorsed specially. There's nothing second a leng sone. Ke se tšhelelo wa modimo ke beile mo go lona. Our job on the tota nna tiro ya me mo letsatsing ne ke tsamaya le comrade o monang hale. Ne re tsamaya re eme ka show gore there is no rigging. Ne re tsamaya re tshosetsa mo di polling station. Zi local.
Yeah.
Our job ne le go tsamaya re tsena mo re intimidator any plans of electoral fraud.
How?
To some extent it worked. Go ile ga nna le di banner tse ne di pegilwe tsa bo mono wa baithuti di teardrop and some banners tsamaya re di holos.
Okay.
Just to make sure there is no campaign that happens on the day, because it's also in the electoral regulations where you can't campaign ka di banner kana ka go apara mmala kana radi candidate, you can't come near polling stations and all those things within a certain radius. You understand? So that is what we're moving around doing, trying to make sure that there is no act of electoral fraud around. I wasn't campaigning on the day. So ta ke tswa gagala ke ntse ke kgobile ke bolela modimo gore modimo nna ke ikantse wena le batlhophi.
Amen.
Channel them towards my name and my direction, and that of the GS26. Yeah.
A prepared man.
Yeah,
What's on a lay how long on a school when you're about to write your exams? The day of the exam, you don't touch the paper. Not even once. That's what I do to make sure that I get my 70%. Me hela. Yeah, waban. So
Olona 50% dela later. Ga se motho o digalo tota.
yeah, but so your partner Zikalo.
Local.
Zilocal.
Yes.
O nae mene kana
Yes, he was standing for student affairs.
student affairs. So why do you think your Nkeboni the fly? I don't know if you are the only one who won.
Yes, yes.
And why do you think the other people you didn't excel, like other ministers whatsoever?
Well, I don't know, but one thing I know is that students elect whom they believe is the best.
Okay.
Nka ska ka itse ditshwetso tsa baithuti. I mean, all of us is local is o tshwana le nna. He has been an unrelenting voice all over his socials, speaking for the students, speaking to the student issues, speaking against all sorts of injustices. I mean, we share the same ideologies, we share the same perspectives. That's why we are in the same party. There was a point telling gore ke la tlagala JS26. Ha ke tla go joina JS26, he is one of the very few people ba ileng gore ke ba leditse pele ke bra ke we need to sit down and see how we can do the build up. So tota ke tshogala ke dumala. I don't know why students voted for other leaders. Me ke dumela gore ke tshwetso tsa bone tse leng gore ba di lebile. But one statement is clear. Mono wa baithuti remains a big brand within the University of Botswana. But ke tsa gore go tlhogong baithuti ba ne ba lemoga gore ha re leng teng we need the Sechele administration.
Yeah. Speaking on that, you just removed a party that has been in power for a long time. What makes what made the students this time? What in your thought of thinking?
Yes.
What makes you think that the students this time around decided to go for change?
Students vote for someone who speaks to their issues consistently. Last year when I lost the presidential seat to the outgone SRC president, Toto, I didn't keep quiet. I've been, I think, the only one who's noisy on Facebook, on WhatsApp, on all platforms. I got a lot of intimidates the mono ba ithuti ke Sechele. As a kanya gore ke win ba itse le bone even before gore Reo speaks daily to the student issues. So ke do ding tse leng gore ba ithuti ba di lemogile, ba ithuti ba nantse ba di lemoga, ba nantse ba di bona ka bonya ka bona. I don't know, student politics ba ithuti ba go tlhopha ka gore mang o ntse o dirang. You understand? Yeah. It is not only about flamboyance or about content. You need to create a balance between the two. And I think I've been doing that for quite some time. It's about the protest, it's about the presidential debate. They were just an icing on the cake. Bontsi ba batho ba tswa go mpana ka bo di protest when everything started to blow out of proportion. Ke tletse all over social media. But I've been a consistent speaker to student issues. Yeah.
Dope. So take us through the election process, the whole campaign from the start into the debate, leading up to the debate.
Ke simole kae? Ke simole ka
Even Toto ka simula maybe the last elections. How's now Rojiwa?
Yes,
Then
yes.
what step did you take? Yeah, simula until vote. Yeah.
Last year, I was standing under the then University of Botswana Congress for Democracy, UBCD, currently called Student Congress. After I lost elections, I was broken. I was broken. I get to like zero go ja ke top go tsang.
Muller wa itse.
O ja ke top go go ba se le gore. Ha ke itse re nka compare leng. Ha ke itse tot.
Yeah.
But after I lost elections, I think I took a few days off. We regrouped, ra ira analysis le bana ke bereka le bone. After doing some analysis, we took about 3 to 4 weeks re buisana bangwe ba bone ke bone ba bona ke na le bone hale. There are former candidates in the past cabinet e ke formulating under the University of Botswana Congress for Democracy. Okay. And then we went for youth league, so tsa bo BCP. Ngile ka participate ke jelo ke ditho pa two. Ngile ka participate mo youth league elections tsa BCP. I was standing for publicity secretary. Tota because I was, I think, one of the brightest within your youth league mo tertiary. Mongwe ba ntsa ba tla go thatagatsa lobby ya gagwe ka nna. I went there, helped them. Re tsamara ko Serowe, ra go mela ditlhopho. I lost. Ke lebetse re ka bokae. I think 51 votes. Ke lebetse, I forgot. But a very, very small margin. And I was the most voted in my lobby. Go gaisa le neta utona o ne ke me ka tla sa lobby ya gagwe tota. I think it was because I was all over ground, even on the election day.
Who was the president? Who was this Loago?
No. Loago on a semela ditlhopho. Position e Loago le mo gone ya.
Under the BCP.
Yes, under the BCP.
Yeah.
Position e Loago le mo gone ke ya student liaison. You are appointed, not elected. So na so mo lobby listing.
Right.
So he was eventually appointed, and he's the current student liaison wa youth league ya BCP.
Okay.
The president wa tene le Boni Tlhagwane, at the time she was the outgoing e nna batla go boela gape but go iletse go ina June. So and then I recovered after a hartswa youth league election scene e be re boela mo Gaborone ha re tsana mo Gaborone re tsholetse ra akanya. We are planning to see how we can enter into the semester. Dikolone di tswetse, we are preparing for last semester ka bone bo June July gone ho ha re ntse re prepare. Unfortunately, we didn't do well. Our relationship with the youth league at some point, it went sour. Those are some of the reasons why we ended up leaving the BCP, me and the comrades. BCP, I guess not BCP. I think we stayed another 3 weeks. Comrade, you are a brand, your career is under siege. Or to react fast. But hey, I need time to pray. I need time to think alone. I think ngile ka lapeng bo 2 to 3 days. Ke motho e leng gore ke rata go nna ke le one. Ke gona go tsa walk a very long walk la bo 6 kilometers. Ke tsamaya ke le one ke didimetse ha ke le gone go bo lapeng go bo kae. I can go all night ke akanya. I think ngile ka lapeng during that time. Ke ya go ifrustana gore Toto Sechele o batlang. Do you want to continue participating in active politics, as in party politics, field politics? Kana o batla go berekela ka officing onna a white collar job man. Mi rile ke tswa kwa kopana le bo comrade ra akanya thata. Bantabari, you obviously cannot remain within the BCP, and you certainly cannot join the Monoba Ituti. What you speak to, issues you speak to, your ideologies, what you believe in, the principles that formed you. We don't think they conform to the government of the day, not even Moscow. So, party one. Hey! I don't want to lie. I hesitated for a very long time.
Why was that? You're not a fan of their policies and their principles at the time.
It was no longer a favorite. Not we thrive well in opposition. Anyone who wants to grow would rather grow in opposition than quickly go and join UDC or any other ruling party.
Yeah.
I didn't have a problem with joining an opposition. I had a problem with joining up. My mom has a modongra. I'm the only one who joined them parties. Like as an ping Maloba gets a home, I know you know Mali just 26. Can't tell you. I got to put out some mic. Oppose it our Kagari. One hour we are trying his thought.
We want to go campus.
Guess I make you on a campus. This guy semester as a Heleviki Wellamo University. I think you will like Ramosaqua. Rakanya Tatara Wisana, we looked at all possibilities, the pros and cons, and then Rahelis are Auri. Sechele Tarete La Pile, Arza Mere, Hokopa Boahediko, GS26. GS26, I think on the 3rd of September last year, if I'm not mistaken, because next is and also grow beyond just continue with party politics. Ka tsena le bone ha re tsena kwa we met ba ka ulungubong ba ba tsong go bo youth league ra nna ha tsira bua, we talked well, ra bolela gore bo mang re letsa eng le bone ba ramogela hela thata ba supa ka mo kgweleng gore ba ramogetse ka teng ebile ba itumela gore we joined the Botswana Democratic Party DJS26 at a time when it is not fashionable to do so. We came in, we exchanged ideas, but ha go ahead ya gore because you guys are very much agile on ground. Gape na Sechele motho active mo student politics. Do whatever you got to do unapologetically, so as long as you conform to the principles of the movement. So Allah hello dira jalo re ta wa gentsha le membership a party. That is how we started to roll the mat. We kicked the ball running and then I think around November they were supposed to have a congress ile party. It did not hold. Around November December ha dikolo di tswetswe re le mo Gaborone ra kopa ka tswetswe gore executive party and executive committee on IGS26 undergo because in SMO they had some issues. That was long before we came. Ba kopa gore ba restructure and I told them ke letso me ke gore ha executive party inside it cannot function. Ha tlhogo e seo di wa ke tsa sentle. I suggest before any other thing, before replying the election, any other thing, let us fix the party and let us state with the executive committee. And then we scheduled for Congress the following year, which is 2026. Congress ya tshwarwa ra topa a new executive committee ne ke se mo teng ka bo mohela because I told them le ba bangwe ba ne beletsa go tsena mo executive committee ka ba kopa gore ke kopa gore le skala tsena mo executive committee ke le tlhoka go grounding kana batho ba EC wizuro bana le go ithaba re they are exempt from the process ya field work. Bone ba batla go nna ntse ba tsa ditshwetso ba nnela mo officing e be ke re whoever o feelang gore ba tla nna mo officing a ga nnelele go EC na re batho ba field re batla go tsena mo grounding ka gore ba ithuti ga ba go di administration ba ithuti ba mo grounding re tsenya ground re gotetse re ireng ra pare dikipa tsa party re ireng ke kone ke ipatla teng. We did exactly that. Congress ya tshwarwa ga tlhopho ya chairman le ba berekang le bone. Shortly after that we sat in a meeting e ke ba kopa gore ke kopa go tiwa ke nne ke tsana ke le a special member ke nne part of the EC meetings. I have the vision as now re setse period e setseng ha se ya gore re bone gore ka ira yang go godisa party ha re leng teng we need to go godisa party be re ba re go tlhakanya le campaign. So we need to be very clear on our approach because ne re setse ka kgwedi or 1.5 months I think before the elections. Rana ha se ra dumalana ra sa campaign plan ra submit budget go our sponsors ra isega e ba bolela gore we need to start the campaign as early as yesterday. So go for campaign simule with or without merchandise re tsena mo grounding ne ke sena sekipa ha ke tsutso go na le sekipa sa just26 after the first merchandise. I think that was a week or 2 weeks before a writ of election in Tiwa. Sa le re tsene mo grounding re na le bo 5 to 6 weeks re campaign pela ga party pe campaign la mo sekolong ra campaign re tsena mo grounding. My first observation was that one batho ba mpotsa gore ke eng ke join party e leng gore ha ka ke a wina. Two ba ithuti ba rata just26 mo teng ne ba sa ba khokagana le BDP kontle ha ke tsora ne bana le di personal experience kana ke hela gore ga te dom graga e rile di khantse itlhele ba di bua ra ba cancela ra le bone. It takes time to cause a student to unlearn license mo ithuti hela to cause someone to unlearn what they have learned and to put in a new thing gore tsere le ba ka tota o tsana mo di blokong o tlo reject go ta ke ba dom graga la ro kokota o tshogona bulana ba ntse a tswala le bati. But we were persistent, we were resilient, we kept on pushing and pushing and pushing. And by tuti, the first, that the only thing that sex by tuti gore amongst many things that you know about this red party is that just26 is a cell, ya BDP. But when we're within the confines of the University of Botswana, what we discuss is student affairs. It does feature, but when I'm within University of Botswana, I speak to student issues because we are a movement aligned with the party, but we speak to student issues. Kana this is student politics. Ya no ha ka tswa fa ke tsama ke go bua ka bo mammang go ntle go ntle. Ke tla be ke le betse mandate wa seleng hore ra se dira re le di student leaders. So that's what happened. We faced a lot of rejection. Bane ba nkisi ba ntse ba nthata from the UBCD days ba nkamogela ra nna ntse ra pusha. I called everyone. That's when they started to show up. Kana ba ithuti tota tla ke re motho ha le kharata go santse go le thata go sena di resource when there is absolutely nothing ba ikgogela go morago they want to show up when it favors them ha bona ka re go atobetsega
basadi
basadi gotlele banna that's what I faced over time. And then I think after a writ of election before a writ of elections in the CEO of elections. We took a week, the following week we reject the appointment of the CEO because the CEO we were thinking a former chairman wa Monaba Ituti. So we were like, how can Monaba Ituti appoint a Monaba? How can SRC say they appoint a Monaba Ituti native who's a former chairman and a member of Monaba Ituti in good standing? Well, dipampiri tsa bo hello di ntse di sainwa tsa bo Monaba Ituti jalo all sorts of communications ne ntse di tempiwa ebe di sainwa again. We had evidence to that effect. Evidence we submitted it to the judge president, the manager wa student development unit, all other relevant stakeholders. Then SRC president we reject and we do not recognize the appointment at the CEO of elections because he is your comrade. This is it serves as potential for electoral fraud. So that is the first thing we rejected. About dismissa SRC president, he sent me a WhatsApp document la a dismissa. JP judge president high school will go on to this day. He acknowledged the receipt.
Is the ICE not involved in all of this?
No.
Oh, okay.
There's no external IEC. IEC appointee again. Tata go bulela the application again and then CEO ke na form and team. O simla pela former the presiding officer ba ileng gore ba tle ba manage the polling station because there are 5 polling stations mo Uiniversity Botswana. And then all other polling officers. Ke ntse ke ba bone. Le list ye nentse e operator ke ntse ke ba bone. Le gompieno jana. That is exactly what we are fighting against. So e botla go nna le kgang engwe ya leng gore ka tsatsi le di debate hale tota re simtse we were fighting for so many things. There were so many incidents saying or they posed a threat to the tenets of a democratic electoral process. We kept on writing letters. There was a time we boycotted nomination. Firstly, because of response concerning the CEO. And secondly, because of a certain appointment, one of the members of the judicial committee. Next na mathata le gone gore ke motho wa mona wa baithuti. Ne ke na le bothata ba gore last year when we were rigged in 2025 SRC elections. Ene mme wa tengo e ne ntse le part of the judiciary. Ebe di kgato di sa tseo re sena go rigiwa. Ballot box di thubiwa. Le rigging incident e le mogiwa. We submitted petitions. Election ile on. Ra kopa gore di election di eme. Go irwe those investigations and everything. They dismissed makwala a rona e ba tswella. So ke ne ke sa batla go bona leina la teng le tlhagella gape mo teng. We boycotted nomination go twa mo tsenya maina o register as a candidate. Just 26 years ka register ra buela ba student congress do not register because we shared the same thing e ba sa register le bona. Knowing gore they can't continue without us. Elections were meant to hold on the 10th. They didn't hold ka di 10. I think ka di 9 the outgone SRC president Abanza poster where elections will happen on the 17th. It was an informal post, but Niki now we are hello with or without Baba Reng Habatsene mo ditlhopong ba tla di tsena but abatsenya poster on the 17th elections will hold. But they did not officially write to us or they've postponed elections to the 17th of April. Maybe the only thing they changed. Before they changed, the SRC president called me and the judge president. We sat together in a meeting. Neville Sechele I've written formal letters. I easily respond. You have shown acknowledgement ya receipt. CEO setsa kila tsa di kgato dingwe o buletse di application setsa kila change the date tsa ditlhopho once or twice. So o setsa simolotse execution of his duties ka tseleng tsenyalo CEO ga ka ra khona gore re mo change e be ke amogela e be ke re mme o le wa judiciary abantare o nka montsha go mpieno ke ba ke no ntso sa montsho no ntso sa le mo gore ke yana irileng gore re jewe mme bile go se ka tswa di kgato dipe afterwards ba tla gone go wa bua kgantele be re dumalana gore no bosigo ba go mpieno ke tla heletsa ke montshitse nya heletsa mo ntshitse ha mo ntshitse be re dumalana gore nyame Monday re ta tsenya maina we will go and nominate ra tsa ba student congress we all went to nominate so khanya gore ne re boycottile di election ene lona khanya gore ne re gana tsone di appointment e be re we are not going to register as candidates ba tla go tlhopha ba le one ba tla go register ba itlhopha ba le one I mean I have pride they were going to do that ha ne ba sa ira diphetogo tse next ke ipoleletse gore ke tla dira ja le VC ke tla mo kwalla ke bolele gore ke tla ke re wa bona mo kauleng nna ke dule mo ditlhophong tsa that's what actually went down the following week we registered in the midst of all this we were continuing ka campaign daily and it's at letsatsi ne go hotela go charge ba ithuti ba setse ba dumelana gore GS26 is the thing is a more grounding so that's what went on ratsamara ya ditlhophong on the week of the elections yone after nomination hey the pressure was piling up lena ne ke la pila ke batla go aka next se go tseneletsa apa kana le incident engwe before the presidential debate ke tsere go presidential debate ke tlhapile ka metsi di ne go lo bokete tota I had a challenge outside
go lo team ne te ka rena tshwere ke mala go hale ona le video engwe a drop mic
Hey, like what was the
a drop
what
mic a
was
tswa ka di
actually going on?
Chili siya baba.
chili city
Hey.
yeah the presidential debate tota di 19 di heated UB politics is different re tsenya mo mode ngwa hadi go re tsenya mo professional mode on the day of the presidential debate ne ke le wa go tsa sutu I came late mo sekolong e be ke tsana ke tsa sutu ke tlhapile ka metsi a tsididi because nako e ne e chaile ya no a ke re go nna ntse go irwa bo di parade ya dikoloi tsondo tse di ragalang tse the presidential fleet ke bone ruma me ka hale ka di barrackseng ka hale go ke nang teng irile ke santse ke itshutla ke tswa ka shawara ke utlwa gore kuta skuta se thunya ka utlwa gore bana go maso go ntle ba me ke sho gore ka gore nna fleet ya me ke itse gore ga ena skuta go ra gore ke aba ka uleng ba bangwe ka kwa dule ka kgawa pelo mo teng ya ke dulele ke didimetse ke iphapata ka ne ke tlhapa go block mo se and then I went to another block I wasn't even sure because they didn't give me a definitive answer ya gore ke ra mo go nna gore ba setse ba mpakantse presidential fleet because tlhopo tsa UB ke tsa flamboyance ya contributor you can swing voters towards your direction ka tsondo tse di tsagane se ke di chacha mo ka lo o irile fleet bila dikuta tse di na le di music tse di thunya ke mo mathateng gore ke go ipheleletsa go ko presidential debating yeah no as I went into my block because ne ke tswa go tlhaba go block mo bong there is some guy he's next to me ke neighbor o nna mo rumong yese o bone ke heta ke didimetse because I greeted him be ke tsana mo blokong ke tlhaba ha ke tsana ke tsenya tlhogo ke utlwa re Sashman ba ska ba ira yalo wa meaning to say hey ba go gatele se go ntle kwa karali morana o sontse re buitsose wa ke boretsa le ma ke rinya ke bo 6 ha re 8 o bo check Uiniversity ruta bentsa you are going to see a sea of red horses o tata re bona kgante just comforting him ke tsana mo rumong ke ipaakanya and then ka tsana mo koloing ga nna magasi now I went around we did so well ka parade ra tsola go ntle ra tsena mo teng ha re tla go tsena mo one thing that gave me confidence and I must thank bo comrade ba GS26 ha ke tsena ba irile wall a guard of honor yes right from the door kanya teng imphile confidence because kana o gona wa tsana o tla ona le adrenaline tla irana thrill ya all these things o tshogile le tshogela bo di debate gore all of the other groups mona ba ituti student congress ba bantsi dipalo 1 2 3 ba bona maro bona that guard of honor the wall e ba creatileng gave me all the confidence on earth ke phuthuloga ke nna calm e be ke tsena ha ke tsenele ke hita ke nna hase ya no baratile go mpolo ka gore ha nne ke ntse teng ba ntsentse ha gare ke ba nte ba gantse le batho ba mona ba ithuti hela ya mo presidential debate I shook for a few minutes there was an mme o ke neng kere wa judiciary 1 2 3 she was by my left ha ke introduce she intimidated me passing remarks on the side I quickly asked the JP the CEO ne ba pile ba le mmogo ke ba re can you remove that lady here wa go disturb throughout because it works gona go timeolla go ga teng ba kile ba re kharakara ka ba ke kopa lentswe mme o hae gone yana nja or should I walk out I can leave right now ya no ka re ba nkitse ore tloga mele nna ke kgona go e kgona
Kgona go opa,
gore
yeah.
e lebe ko east
Go malete.
e gona go leba kwa malete speed e ba moraba re suta home. That's how we went into the debates. We did so well. I think I'm so calm because ha ke itse go excited. I ke itse go tlola ke gola ke ntsalo. I don't know if it's because I'm naturally a shy person or what. Mela, that is simply me.
But when it comes to such things like Sonny campaigns, I think, like, did they have a bigger budget than you guys? Because apparently they used people like Bohensi, Chokoma to pull a crowd. Did you guys also have a budget to actually book artists to also pull a crowd?
It's like go bolele nnete. Our budget for artists was 10K.
10?
10, yes, 10. Chokoma ne re mo bukile ko rally ya rona. Na ke tsena ko rally go ke utlwa gote o busitse madi a rona o ile go performa ka gone ka go ke ke ra mo ka o le mo bereka ya nyana. Yeah, that's what happened. Artists who were present, they were just low key guys but they did so well. The rally was fantastic. Na ile ke tswa go bona mo dinepeng. Because I was less concerned. Afterwards we went on a meeting le di observers tsa rona after the rally because re tswetse ka 12. Re tswara di meeting preparing for election day. That's why even on election day we were so organized. No na le batho bana ba tsena mo di blockong ba campaign ba ja ground. Now I was moving around polling stations making sure gore ha gona le makirikiri I feel it's I am.
That's good. That's good.
I'd like to know just more on the advantage that your opponent had. Get into it. I didn't know at the rallies they had Bobo Chukuma Bohansi.
Yeah.
Imagine. And hence it's expensive.
I must say Monoba Tuti over the years 60 temperats in Gore the UDC outside patch has always made a great deal of investment. Monoba Tuti. They've been outstanding over the years. Laha BDP in Selemo Puso, UDC has always done well. E funda itusa consistently. I think ngwago ke gone the utona nasa tla kwano. Last year ke la khabola. They always do a lot of things. Seleng gore they ensure gore le ha ba riga ba irang. Bone they do enough on ground. Gore ba ithuti ba amogele Mono ba ithuti as the only legitimate big and promising brand. We know gore ba ithuti ba sontse gore ba utlhope. So Mono ba ithuti has always done well in terms of SRC elections. It's a very big brand. Because they have received a lot of support from outside. So it was quite obvious. And also the fact that they are now in government, they're going to do wonders. Even international artists, I think maybe they despised the whole thing and they only planned on the local artists. But yeah, I heard it was very big. Let's get on TikTok that they did so well. Rallying. Just that rallies don't win you elections.
No, but I mean, you talk of you know the gap in formalities. You talk on the advantage they had. Would you then conclude that just in the whole campaigning, the whole process, as well as the elections, it was a bit unfair?
A bit unfair for
just your party.
Na tota ka gore batho ba struggle. I work with what I have because I don't trust material resources. Ba ithuti ngile ga bolela last year la ke simola campaign ke bara ke re nna ke nna ntse ke blame alona because ke lona ba le tlhopha. Ha re sena flamboyance le batlang, re sena magasi re sena luxury and you choose to vote for batho ba ileng gore ba le itse hela se tla go di 26 27 ba la raba allowance ya tsana khantele. Ha re ga kgwedi ya ba le thusi ka sele. Ba le raba re ya tsana khantele mebile ka moso gona le mozobozobo tsa allowance gompieno tsa male go hetsa ka moso from di 1 go itlela ka di 26 e be le tshwara ke tlala le comment ka di comment tsa ditlala tsa bo di noodles jalo e be le itse gore na gona gore nga le thusa ka eng. So ke ikantse lona. I've always said it over and over again gore ba ithuti ke ikantse lona. No matter what happens, if you act accordingly, ha ola hape le ga ballot box ke go ba le tsogo mo Bible. So I wouldn't say the luxury only do so the comfort of how long position you must accept to work as so zona le sone. Maloba ki bua le ne topo ko ena re le mo meeting rena le ne JP ona nthare se tshele la ka ngora ga yang o tshwantse wa mogelo re mo positioning ga o mo pusong le o tsietsa re ka go tsietsa gore la ile ra go tsietsa if you don't have evidence there's nothing you can do. So le le baithuti ne ke tlhola ke ba bolela kgang ya teng le bone bo comrade within my party. Guys, we don't have money for these things. We can say it's unfair, but it is not more baithuti is doing. We should be looking at our sponsors. Are they doing enough? Are they providing the bare minimum? And I must say, yeah, the little we had gave us presidency. Like dumela gore nka be re tsere tilo tse dingwe tse pedi tse tharo gore tato go tse ke bua politiki. Me I believe that quite a few of our comrades ba winne gore la ga ba neelwa puso. Me ke dumela gore ba winne ba bang. Nna ke a itse gore ba winne.
Hey, I also wanted to just get into that, being the only one, obviously, from your party that was elected amongst your 13 members.
Yes.
I'm sure it's a bit bittersweet, Nyana, you know.
Yeah.
Yes, you want to congratulate your position, but how do you, as the leader, then, you know, be like, what is the feeling? How do you describe it, you know?
I think it's important, first of all, to accept that baithuti ba tlhophile batho ba ileng gore ba ba batla. Ntse ke bua ke ntse ke re mona baithuti is a very big brand. Maybe in campaigns ya ba berekela kana ba bereke se ya gore ba ntse ba le mo pusong. Maybe baithuti ba ratile a certain minister ba ratile le me ke lemoga gore go tlhopha Sechele le one e ne le tshwetso e sereng ke baithuti that mona baithuti remains a big brand but Sechele is the man we want to lead in the head of the Sechele administration. But as for how I feel gore be ke le one, I obviously cannot be happy, but I have to accept that I'm going to work without the comrades I had trusted. Jaaka baithuti ba ntshepile le yaka GS26 o pehelo e leng gore o nthumile gore ke ne presidential candidate under the GS26 ke tsamele ke go mela ditlhopho. Ke ne ke tshepile le ba ileng gore ke ne ke le mo campaigning le bona. I was the one who was fishing them and submitted them to the vetting committee. Ke re batho ke ba o komeleng ba lebeleng ha ile gore la ba tshepa le dumela gore ke bone le ka ba tsenya gore ba tle ba go ema le ditlhopho. So I will have to work again with what I have. I mean, this is not the first time a GS26 president and le 12 cadres from Baithuti. It has happened, I think, for 3 or 4 times now. I'm also a trendsetter, obviously, after 6 years or so. And I intend to work with them, party politics aside. Re direle baithuti. I mean, the main subject here ke baithuti ba madikolo. And the main subject in that is student welfare. That's exactly what you're going to do. I won't be wearing this blazer anymore, especially when I walk into that office. Ke tla apara ba ke tla ifiwa, ke tla adimiwang temporarily for the next term. Ke University of Botswana, e go leng go the SRC president. Ke tla be ke direla baithuti le bone bale. And I must appeal and I must appeal to bone bo comrade ba mona baithuti ba leng gore ke go bereka le bona. I must appeal to them. They should put aside whatever differences we have, political differences aside. Right now, we are receiving the mandate that is going to be endorsed upon us on Katsatila inauguration by the Constitution, ya SRC. Let us put aside all other differences that we have. And maybe to answer something, maybe you are about to ask it. Yeah, how our ideas, policies, strategies are going to come to being. The first thing that I think I'm going to do shortly after my inauguration is to sit the entire cabinet together. We need to iron all issues. I come bearing a manifesto. Kapo 12 ba bone le botle as a corporate persona. Ba tla ba so manifesto tsa bone. Wa party le mmogo le wa bone individually. We must sit down, iron all issues, and then set one straight mandate and agenda. Haile calendar, re calendar. All other issues re tla tsama re fila in hagare. But we need to come to a point how how is it that we are going to reconcile all our manifesto pointers, because those pointers, they must translate to impact, they must translate to action. Re direla baithuti ska nna di kgang tsa dipuo le diparagrafo le di-excuse hela mo di-Facebook grouping and pages jalo jalo. And I certainly cannot wait to work with them to help baithuti ba madikolo.
And the line.
Yeah.
So ke rutile ka go fixa dio but I want to understand what's the first thing so ile tsang go se direla ka tsena ke gore ha tsena gore hey tswalang le batilele go gongwa what's one thing so feeling gore you need to go seba gwana
let's say 3 issues you want to tackle as soon as you step into office.
Ya le gore batla go bula first le ibulo dionyana tsone it's something of that sort.
Yes, I was not going to say one because yes, there are 2 to 3.
Yeah.
The first thing that we need to do I need to understand structures that work with the SRC. Understand there's the student parliament, there's the judiciary, and there are subcommittees that are surrounding the SRC, individual and specific to every ministry or portfolio. Yaka did 39. Those are things I believe there should be serious recalibration. Yeah, the structure as a thing. That is the first thing that must happen. It's a top priority. The second thing that should happen, student welfare is the most important thing. Nekisa we hela maloba harele ko protesting. Ki bua gore kganye ya di price ena. Allowance will never ever be enough. The government has somersaulted on the issue of 2.2. Whether the government has somersaulted or what. Se nna ke se eletsang ke gore la re ka tswela re ntse ra amogela 1.9 le 1.5 for off-camp and on-camp students. Kana ra iswa go 2.2 kana 2.5 kana 5,000 or whatever allowance amount e leng gore government o ta re nela. Kana go tshwana hela. Ha ro ke le diwa allowance. Ro ke le ko re rekang teng where we buy our products, where we buy the services. Le bone ba okes, they compete against the increment. The most important thing is to come up with a framework of policies tse leng gore di cushiona baithuti ka accommodation, ka toiletry, ka dijo, go pehela a ke mo di transport, because you know allowance ya moithuti, I always break it down easily or simply. Allowance ya moithuti e hela mo dijong, mo toiletry, mo renteng. You understand? Le bobo student loan, halela, all those things. There's nothing, you can't buy a jacket. Na agize, gongwa ke palo ke budget. Me hela nna ke palo ke go reka sepe hela ka allowance. If you see me wearing something new, it's because I've received help from elsewhere. But allowance ka bionela, it is not enough, far below the threshold of subsistence. Le dijo a ke ntse ke re bo breakfast se dijoang. I'm talking noodles, bo di loaf. You understand? Not breakfast bo e leng gore lo ena ha o tsoga gona le confidence o bota o tshwere 100%. Wa swara. So we need policies tse leng gore di ka cushina baithuti. I was ke simotse go bua le the SRC president wa BAC and two others. Ba ne ba mpotsa gore how far with this issue ya di policy. Ke bara ke re no, I'm waiting for my inauguration so that I run well with the capacity of UBSRC president. Gore ke simole ke tabogedi kgantse sentle. It's the second most important thing that I'm going to do. Allowance ya tsena na ka Monday. We will see gore ba tla dira jang. Ne re kopile ona kganya di policy. I've submitted it even to the honorable minister Renee. Ha ke tso re itse re jang. I think he has never entertained it. Lona kganya netlan ha isitse ne mo government gazetting yona ya 2.2. Re bone post hela mo Facebook mo Ministry of Higher Education. We don't know how committed they are to this thing. Make it tsa gore ba tla tshwagala ka gore ke tsa gore ba le mulo re ke nna no ke winning. By now they already know that ke to ba tsenya dingalo beyond. Ha ba sa increase allowance like I'm saying, there should be an alternative to that. And get the police, even if they increase, we are still going to fight for policies so that students can be cushioned. The third thing that I really want to push, you know, students in this place are failing every semester. People fail here, my brother. Every semester we drop about 200 every semester.
Every semester.
Yes.
Just 200.
People fail. Yeah, no 200 to failang we put our mo bona ga bali 200 yan.
There by FD Park.
FD Park.
We put our 200 190 something and no failang every semester. How many of them are the hope of their families? The breadwinner. Re lebile mo go wena. Ke ba le kae ba ile gore batsedi ba bona ba ba lebeletse. Gore you are going to you ka re ha re emela ko malapeng le nna ke le mo teng. Na ke emela ko lapeng, my mom always reminds me, you know where we come from. Ha ke tsora o kila toa go ti. Ha ke tsora go biwa ka sekgwa kana ka Setswana. Go toa go ti you know the home situation. Ka Setswana ga ti o itse semo sa ko lapeng. Every time ke bona dirisa tse ditswa, ke batla go bona ba ba feitseng gore ba kanang kang. Ke nna ke ira ya. And I always ask myself this question. How many people mo go bone bana ba teitswe ha semester se simola ba emela ba sekolong gote? You know you're the hope of your family. Wa itse re kwena motho a ntla go tsena ka kgoro ya university. Kwena motho a ntla go create 36 plus points. Kwena motho a ntla o tle ba bereka with a degree.
So what do you think is the problem? Why are they failing? You know, yes, they're coming to school. How you make it seem as though they are the breadwinner.
Yeah.
They're not coming to school, but they're going to go and make that money. But I want to understand what you think and how you think the problem is in the system, where they are failing and why they are failing.
Tla ke wele ke riana ka rona ke sa bua initiative ya bo 3. Ya bo 3 ke yona gore we need to come up with very, very strong sustainable and actionable policy kind of initiatives tse leng gore ra go di implement tse leng gore they can improve academic performance ke eletsa gore re reduce bana ba ba failang e be re increase academic performance. UB must remain a place of higher performance, and it should be like so, and I intend go oketsa kgang e during my term. Those are the three major things. To answer your question, Yagoro, what could be the, there are so many problems there's so many things that contribute to failure. I'm going to give you an example. The first one, the most recent, the university is restructuring in the middle of a semester. I don't know when the whole restructuring started. Means university are restructuring in the middle of the semester. The faculty the lecturer buying, there's so much going on right now at university. I was doing an unofficial tour. Student center, protection offices, legako admin. Serious stakeholders within the university because of this restructuring. Academic pressure. It causes restructuring happening in the middle of the semester. So it's semester right now late. The ASAS system failure. One of the major reasons why students fail is system failure. That is the first thing. You can never have confidence as a semester when you are 3 weeks late, 4 weeks late into a semester. Test 1 equal the following week. Yeah, about 39%. What's the test 2 pressure? Exam That is the first thing. Secondly, I differ with a lot of people. I think it's because they misunderstand. They mistook me for something. When you get to tertiary, kan ha o tlotla le bana ba balang bo form 4 bo form 5 ba tlo go ra ba re ha go buiwa ka tertiary kana ka university ba go ra ba re ba eletsa go kwana go tla go jala wens go tla go ithuta dilo go tla go experience. My definition of tertiary True. My definition of this, an environment like this one, I've never taken university to be a place of carefree indulgence, where you waste around, where you go to Iowa if you have never been there, where you do drugs. Go back and check, go test.
Bring me my room, bro.
I've never been like that. Now there is a way. I mean, there's forms of entertainment that are subscribed to. And I wouldn't say by they can do whatever they do, but don't give in to a lot of carefree indulgence. That thing alone, I know a lot of students who have come here and failed because they were playing around.
And banale potential
I know a homeboy. 5 A stars. Le 47 points or 5 A stars. Le bobi 5 A stars. What's any year 1 semester 1 abanyelela.
Allah. Allowance ballers boy.
Do you understand? I think it's another major thing. Saburaru. When your welfare is not taken care of, you fail. Because ratana ka di stress, ratana ka di desperation, ratana ka di student loan, ratana ka tlala. There's so many challenges and I think there's always a way if one we are committed and intentional. Firstly, we accept our matata wa ating. Sa bobedi le go re nna hase ra solve. There is always a way in or bothata bo ngwe bo kana ba solve ya. I may not have answers right now, but I believe bo rele bo mme ba 12 ba ileng gore ga ba yo ha. E tla re ha re nna hase. Putting everything aside, all these problems will be sorted. I think UB, under the Sechele administration, should be a safer place, a place of improvement, a place of empowerment, a place of protection, and a place of higher learning. Yeah.
A lot of leaders usually make a lot of promises during that campaign. How can the students hold you accountable?
I always say this thing, and I'm gonna say it again. Politicians make promises as wish lists. Maybe lady promise they are meant to be fulfilled. There's something that leaders lack. political, administrative, technocratic will. If you lack the will to assist, the will to serve, the will to solve, the will to work, you'll never achieve not even a single point. Manifesto pointers stated, if it's within my ability and my jurisdiction, ke na le bokgoni bo tlo ile gore nka solve mathata a teng. Ha ke sa batle go a solve, ha nka ka solve. Me be like batla go a solve, nka solve. You understand what I'm saying? So my issue is always about willingness to do, willingness to do. I'm saying willingness because I've worked closely with leaders. I'm a leader and I know what it takes to push something. I told you earlier on, I told them, hey, look where we are. Group hour, 300 and something. You understand where we are? That is what I'm saying. Boy. You need the push. You need someone who has the grit. Someone who has got the it. Who wants to push. Who wants to do for the students. Who wants to do, whether for the students or for whatever territory you manage. As a leader, before si supi keletso ya gata go godimo kana batho ba ka ntse bo go tshwara gore gate go a jewa girwa matata ya ka tsena go ntse yalo you end up forgetting your mandate of office. So I believe willingness is the thing. Yes,
that's good. True. So na potso a me ke lebetse salary bua gante ke lebetse hene ke re ke to go botsa gore ya ka o le tautona bangwe ba hodile di city tsotlhana how ka picture selo e be ba gana a wa letla go dira the executive decision era gore nyana ke tsa tshwetso e be etsa makana what's the decision making process how ya ka o le tautona ba bangwe ba hoda do tsidingwa.
Now you're talking about Article 6 of the SRC Constitution.
Yeah.
There are powers. Kana wala do dingwe tse leng gore the SRC president can do without having to consult. I mean, it's always like that everywhere. Yeah, leaders at the apex of all seats have got the discretion to do doding without having to consult with the rest of those that fall under him. I think I don't foresee that kind of future. I must say it again and again. We may differ in opinions, but we nna ke tsa ditshwetso ka bodipa ke reka gore ke tautona mme bile le bona ba tsa ditshwetso ka bodipa ba le 12 ba reka gore they hold majority of the seats in the cabinet meetings. I believe and I still appeal to them today gore rena ha se re buisane re dumalane. We need to iron all issues. Matate ka re ka se ka ra dumalana molongwa tla ipolela gore nna ke tla ke le Sechele Vincent atla nna ke tla ke le Vincent ba tla go inducta mandate wa me go pushwe one nna ke tla ka le Sechele ke re batla mandate wa me go pushwe one mongwe atla re ke nna ka yelo ke batla mandate go pushwe one. When it becomes like that, it becomes self service inna ba ithuti mponeng but a ke dumela gore ha re leng teng re mo campaigning we need to come together, work as a corporate person. I believe in oneness, I believe in synergy, and I don't want to be pessimistic. I want to remain optimistic and positive. We may differ here and there in opinions and in strategy, but we will find a common ground at the end of the day. We should be able to level the ground.
100%.
Yes.
Elections have a tendency of dividing people. How do you intend and how do you plan or intend to unite everyone?
I don't know, as in the cabinet or by Tuti Kakagarejo.
Yes, by Tuti as well as the cabinet.
There's a lot of political education missing, not only in Uiniversity Botswana. Botswana do zingwa ba ditlhaloganya. Motho gona go tlhoelela gore motho mkragene ke mo DCP kana mo BDP, which is very wrong. Ba ithuti ne gona gore ke ntse ke tsaya mo sekolong. Even le ha campaign is on, ba mpolela gore ha ba batla go bona bana le nna because I don't belong to a certain movement, I belong to another one. Ko ra ga ba ka uleng. Kana wa ra tsama mo sekolong ha ke a parallel se pesa party. So we don't have to be divided. Political differences remain political, and they should never be mixed for personal affairs. You understand? E le go nyala re ka eletsa go nyala ka go. Ba ka lu bangwe bile ba kile ba mpolela gore go na le makgarebe ka go party. Ba ba lebile ma. Ke ra ga go na le bathata because political issues remain political.
So Sala tsena mo sitting o tsore ba le kae so far so.
No, before that, first lady, Renee, first lady kana santso tsoma.
O santso tsoma.
Makoli, this podcast.
You know, a good leader needs a first
Actually,
lady.
I saw your cabinet. The vice president was a female. So again,
Samson ended on the lap of a woman.
Yeah.
All right, let me say this. First lady is still under manufacturing process.
Hallelujah.
I want to believe in no time, yes, all of us will know.
Yeah.
Kwa santse ngale teng o santse a peile.
Maro tlhope cheese.
O batla ka do.
Look out you know man still tsa meka. O mo tshwarana ka lego. La sena mo so la se itse sepe ka pona.
Makoli.
Branding, display.
True.
So that when you walk, people take.
Wa re kile yang wa re ke tlhope cheese. Beauty without brains.
Are for display.
That means you are talking about the Delilah kind.
Right. Yeah, no. On a level comrade.
There's beauty with brains.
There's always the Deborah kind. Let's not go for Delilah. Let's go for Deborah. Woman with substance.
Yes.
Yes.
That's what we love.
You don't
right
need
there.
that. Our president, you're already high. Fuck substance.
But I trust my judgment. Don't worry.
That's good. That's
And
good.
I would expect right now, let's happen my judgment.
Yeah.
I will
Yeah,
bring both
for sure.
a
No,
balance
we trust
of
you.
beauty.
No, we already see the
Nah,
potential.
balance. Balance.
No, but are these things you've thought on? Because now you are very much in the public eye. You know, we want to see if you do have a lady on your arm, let it
Let it be known.
Because
Do you think about it that your relationship right now can be private, yes, but right now, even as we
Yes.
speak,
Yes.
if you go on a TikTok video, just the TikTok search at the bottom
Yes.
is Sechele's girlfriend.
Hey,
You know,
man.
like that's what they want to know. They want to know. I mean,
The sooner the better.
Yeah, God will provide.
I'm sure the ladies
Hallelujah.
right now are on you. Bad.
For sure. How many is
Kunalo
slid in the
aura.
DM so far?
Kunalo something about you. You're literally the president of the UBSRC.
Anointing attracts.
Exactly.
Yes, I can't deny gore go mathata ko bo TikTok ko bo kae. Go traffic go ngwe le gongwe. Wa ntlhaloganya. But like I said, God will provide and I trust the Lord's timing. I continue to wait. Deborah kind will appear very soon and I will let you know. Nka ska ka nna sephiri le swantse re litse first lady gape le ba ileng gore ba beile di sniper ana ba nkeimile ba ikgogela ko morago ka speed. Yeah.
Willing to see your next move,
So, any questions from
Yeah, no, I
the
have a question
audience
for
so far?
What will success look like for you at the end of your term?
Success. What I want to be remembered. I want people to remember the Sechele administration to be an administration that protected students. I'm saying protection because protection speaks to a lot of issues. There's so many issues under Yonekanya protection. I want to be remembered as someone who united, who had every reason to divide, but united the students, united the parties. That is the first thing. I want to be remembered as a leader who's going to be wanted again, to be remembered as a leader who is wanted or who will continue to be wanted for the future. I want to be remembered as a leader and as someone who solved problems. He entered politics because politics is decision making. Politics is transactionist at top tables. Politics means thinking for them, deciding for them. I want to be remembered as a leader who safeguarded the interests of his own people. Yes.
Yes.
Let's go.
So if you had the power and if you had the power to think, would you specially elect Terminator? Is there any room for him in your cabinet? Like, if there was any room?
I can't speak to individuals, but I would say if I had the power to if I had the power to specially elect some, I would definitely do so. But I can't take that decision. Or at party level, I have what I call the PAC, Presidential Advisory Council. For a lot of things, but I work with my PAC, my Presidential Advisory Council. It's one of the structures I would form unapologetically so shortly after assuming SRC office. Kalabone Pakela. Ke batho ba ntlha ba ileng gore I announce ke tla ka bone as part of my PAC. So ke dumela gore if I had the powers to do it, I would appoint not a specific individual, but nka appoint batho ba to join us gone mo cabineting ya 13.
Okay.
Have you had any conversations with him after you guys' elections?
Yeah, we exchange words more WhatsApp. I used to company physically. But I think we should be able to work 1 or 2 things together. I'm not so sure about doing the specific SRC cabinet job, but yeah, maybe 1 or 2 things. As a student of the University of Botswana. Yes.
So Mahokwate Nele, what had luck?
Next time.
Oh,
Next
come work for
time.
I
on Tagala plate him.
honestly speaking, I don't know. Because kakabala WhatsApp message, but only ke mo sendela. But I congratulated him for a very brave and bold and long run, and telling him that we have worked 2 exercises together. The first one was the protest, and the second one was the podcast we once had. And I told him during that period, we have never had any altercation.
True.
Batho ba bifana, batho ba alwa ha ba le in the ha ba bonane go iragalang, but we have never had that kind of a thing. Ha ke ski muilwe se, ha ke itse ha ke but ha ke bona ke la mpua leswe. I've never had that. Le and I ke dumela kwa teng gore ha isa utlwe go ke muile leswe go pehela. So I just congratulated him for a very successful run, and I wished him luck for future endeavors. And I told him, yes, if there's anything that he would like to share with me, anything, absolutely anything, or ask, I'm all ears. I'm a very approachable and considerate person. I'm open to everyone. But I think they know that by now. Anyone can just crash into my DM. But as you ba mpolella mathata a bona ko bo medicine ko bo nursing a course
Yeah, that's what I was saying. What DM is this? Your Instagram DM kana?
They should be everywhere, all platforms. They should be free to talk to me any day.
Yeah.
But I will obviously have a PA, but it doesn't mean too much bureaucracy. PA is meant to help me, not to help them.
Yes.
But they can always, those offices are opened, but not hurry for people to flood there. Basa to flock and flood there. Basa irila highly safe. I mean, Sechele is an open guy. Just as I was, as I am.
So would you say the last episode we did with you actually played a big role in your campaign?
I would say so. I've received countless messages. Kako TikTok especially. I was surprised. Kako TikTok. Hagi motuli TikTok.
Yeah.
I think I've got 4 posts or 5 that I've made, but there were so many messages that they were sent to me. But the messages said ring, I quote, kitchen chill, GS, kadi top.
Yeah.
They sent me a lot of, and they asked me questions. How were you so composed when the other one was? I was like, I was asked questions. I had to respond in a polite manner. Mikili firm. Because I don't believe in theatrics. I don't believe in art. It's another drama, but I know it doesn't contribute to a successful campaign. But I believe because batho ba bangwe gongwe ne ba sa bona di presidential debate. Bontsi ba batho ba nkitse ka presidential debate ya last year. Ba one ba sa nkitse ba ba first year ba ile gona ba mponang ba bangwe le ba tsona ka kakaretso because they were waiting to see gore ha ke bua ke le compose go iketlile go sa lowe go se go di striking. How do I respond? How do I address? What kind of submissions do I make? They showed positivity towards the podcast. They loved it. They loved how I responded. So I think, yeah, to some extent.
Shout out to CLUELESS, guys. Shout out
my true. Yes, sir.
So a question I have for you: what do you think about Loago Saleshando? I think is one of the, according to me, one of the best youth politicians we have in our country, and I'd love to see you guys work with him in the future. I think he's very, very informative and he has like a good political, backbone. So what do you think about the guy?
Yeah, firstly, let me say, nkile ka bereka le Loago Saleshando ke santse ke le ko BCP.
Okay.
Sales Junior is very much agile. I think the only red flag, what I intshwarela comrade, he's too English. Yeah, he's too English. But I really love the guy. He's energetic, he's brave, he's bold, he's unapologetic. Ha batla selo wa se batla. Ke dumela hore nna le ene re kile ra exchange the idea. We're still gonna exchange ideas going forward. He's one of la ha se tsa ke dumela hore wa hetsa ko BAC kwana and all the other guys. Ke dumela hore we have a future together. Go bereka mmogo halelehale as a fellow comrade mo field politics. So I think he's someone I would love to work with in certain projects. Yeah.
So, in closing, how soon should the students start seeing some changes?
There's a put. Yeah. My inauguration is next week Wednesday.
Next week Wednesday.
Yes, times and venue not yet confirmed, but I can confirm that it's happening next week Wednesday. On Thursday, I'll make the first official address that will mark. On Thursday or Friday, I'll make the first official address that will mark my first day in office, and I think that official address will come with more like a calendar of events, activities, changes, and all sorts of things that will happen under the Sechele administration. Maybe monthly calendar, sort of. All others, emergencies and stuff, di tla tsana hagare. Mathata ba ithuti a solve ya tsatsi le tsatsi. May hela change, they will see it every day. But my official address will come up with calendars. Say no, they're going to mark. Kore la ona do tseno se di symbols go di dira unofficially. I don't want to blow things out of proportion. Le ene ronzo motsa o onzo botsa ka ene lo a go Saleshando bangwe ba bo BAC tertiaries SRC presidents have started to reach out to me. Or comrade, tighten your seatbelts. Shortly after the inauguration, I mean, I'm even motivated. I can't wait for Thursday morning.
What goes into preparation for your inauguration on your end? What's the thought process?
I'm not so excited, but I want the whole procedure to happen. I think one thing that I will ask to be part of the agenda is for me to be prayed for. I mean, I'm a man of God.
Hallelujah.
Yes.
And the only thing that even my mom, inauguration. The only person who inauguration is my pastor.
Where do you fellowship?
Encounter Jesus Ministries. It's in phase 4.
Okay.
If you can lay hands, that will be all.
Yes.
So that I will not fail in my calling. Yes, I need all the support
Ratalabos.
I can get.
Yama.
Spiritually, all angles.
Yes.
Yes, I'm a believer in God.
Yes.
Yes.
I want to chow tongue, boys.
And secondly, I would obviously work with the people back in Gabaraane. The people I would very much love to see as part of the inauguration is back in Gabaraane, as in my executive committee and the cabinet members. If they are there, and
Baba, I'm looking at them right now. Gorgeous women. Look at them.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. It's been clueless. Read to me.
Already.
I can't get one of them. Hey, what are they about to cut?
Ow.
Yeah, but it's been clueless, guys. We're out here. Legends Barbershop. You know, Rehar na di product it's okay. The legendary barber.
Polishike yo.
Arnale gote rekata ka tlhogo hana le di dread ki dread. Hana le afro.
How's I do we rengala when so some cheesy nyana ga wa tse go loga.
Yebo. There's the legendary brush.
You know?
I think just in the midst of your advertisement, your advert,
Yeah.
my gents. I just like to pass the floor back to Sechele and just have him give him his own closing remarks. You know, where do you want to leave it at? What? Just close. You know, even if you close in prayer, just close for us as Sechele. And yes.
My closing remarks will be in 2. Firstly, I want to thank the University of Botswana students for voting for me. I'm not an emotional person. Ngabe ke sa bologolla bogologolo. I've seen so much love and support over the years. I saw support last year. I'm still seeing it today. Motho ga itlo go wa expire in the scenes. I've never expired in the minds of students.
Expand it, my brother.
I told them yesterday that I don't expire, I evolve. I've evolved over time in the minds of baithuti ba madikolo. I just want to appreciate them, number one, for voting for me. Appreciate the party I affiliate with, BDP. Appreciate the GS26 members. Appreciate the executive committee. Appreciate the campaigns team, campaign managers, and also the entire cabinet. Your help, your support, your commitment to the principles of brotherhood and of comradeship will never go unnoticed. And I want to make a promise to the University of Botswana. I will not disappoint. I thank you.
Also, hong to freedom. Amandla.
Amandla.
Pulane Slushy.
411 yani.
411 again.
What's 411 boost?
The bar.
Oh, o tla go tsala di price.
Apa go senga banyana yana
Di bottle girl, di dancer.
Well, kanya go fixa kana go bakanya ha go leng teng. Ke dumela hore my first days of I think the first day on Thursday, ke dumela hore shortly after the first cabinet meeting, the official one, they will give me a report of how they've been doing things. So the progress report, a detailed one, because ke dumela hore ha ke se ke tshwere ko tlhogonyana seporo sena, I mean terene access ki kgwetsa go pelepelana. There shouldn't be anything that is happening under a mat. Se leng gore kana sentse se iragala kana sa diragala se ke sa se itseng. We'll go transparent, and then they give me a report of everything. That is when we will know re ka tsweledisang re ka se ka ra tsweledisang. Ha ke dumele gore go na le sepe se leng gore se ka iragala without me knowing. Mela, any other project ke tla utla ke tsana bo ofisi. Maybe I'll need a weekend or so to go through all projects, policies and pending assignments and exercises so that we know how to continue from Monday. So yeah, I think 411, yes, should be one of them.
Beautiful.
Beautiful. You're blessed and highly favored, my brother.
Yes,
Good
yes,
luck with
thank
the rest of your,
Yeah, man.
what is it?
Journey,
Your term.
your term.
Enjoy it, my brother.
Yes.
Do what's best for the students, and you have our support anytime
Rooting
you guys
for
need
you.
us. We're out here. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Yeah, man. And in closing, guys, don't forget to like, share, subscribe. And yeah, man, we are clueless, and that's it. We outside. We out. Dango Chon.
Mwah.
I go.
From the get-go, this station is now the ultimate power in the universe.